Yeah, I found it really fun because you've mentioned quite some like little magic happenings and accidents that happened around the album, like the rabbit's eye being a leaf actually perfectly placed, and the tape being the same length on two sides, and maybe in the first place, like finding these forgotten tapes was already like somewhat of a magic moment. Uh, do you feel those things like fuel your creativity? And if so, does that happen a lot to you, that those little happy accidents happen?
But yeah, serendipity like that happens to me all the time, and it's kind of freaky sometimes. The the rabbit, completely unplanned, was not expecting the rabbit at all, and then I take the pictures, and then I zoom in, and the eye is the leaf, and I'm like, what? That's just such a perfect thing, completely unplanned, obviously. And yeah, I think serendipity like this is something where I feel the universe nods at me that I'm doing something right here. I'm on the right track. The universe approves. Keep going. So I lean into that a lot. If I feel like there's a lot of favorable things going on, I continue with a project. And sometimes I also have the opposite where, oh, the universe is resisting and I should do something else right now. I had this one album I was working on where I was in the middle of recording it, and in the middle of it, my SD card died and corrupted like all the video recordings I had made
Oh,
at the same time. And I spent like hours trying to restore all the video files, and I was like, oh God, it's so terrible. And in the end, I decided to postpone the recording because, okay, universe is trying to tell me something here. Maybe I should focus on something else right now so that I don't have to go through this again. It sometimes feels like, even though I don't believe in God, and I don't feel like there is some power that um, has some sort of say over everything. I don't believe in that. Sometimes it feels like the universe rhymes in a way, and you can go with the flow, and usually it comes from somewhere, also from us, obviously. Sometimes we resist things and then we sabotage ourselves and then they don't work. And sometimes we're just in the groove where everything flows and we can create more freely. And I try to embrace that flow, to get into that flow where everything just works smoothly and seamlessly, and I don't have to struggle against everything. And struggling against the difficulties is always, yeah, sometimes I just don't do it because it feels like maybe I'm not ready for it right now.
is that something you had to learn, so to say, to spot these, like, call it omens or like these flows and not flows? Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I used to struggle against that a lot. Like, as a street photographer, I used to live in Berlin, and that's obviously a great city for street photography because it's big, lots of people, and you can explore a different neighborhood every single day of the weekend. It never gets boring. Whereas here, I sometimes feel like I've photographed everything and everyone 3 times over. And when I start recognizing the people in my pictures because I've taken pictures of them before, like a year ago or something, then I feel like, oh, I'm getting bored here. And then this used to frustrate me a lot, and then I would struggle against it and shoot anyway, even though I was feeling demotivated and so on. But now I don't do that anymore. If I feel like there is some sort of resistance, I just stop and do something else for a while. And if I, maybe in a year, I feel like taking a different picture of the same tree again, but maybe not right now.
Mm, yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of you can overthink a lot, right? Like, well, it's like theoretically it's quite easy. Does something feel good? Do it. Does something not feel good? Don't do it. But there's so much around it that can make it difficult, I feel, right? Like,
Yeah, also, of course, you shouldn't always do that. I mean, then you would avoid all the difficult topics and all the difficult subjects and all the difficult projects. Like my modular album that was giving me so much trouble, I never would have finished that if I didn't sometimes, push against the difficult bits. I like difficult projects too, but if you do that the whole time, then your creative experience becomes very frustrating, and it becomes way too, I call it outcome focused. Like when you're more involved in the pictures that you're taking, or the music that you're making, or whatever it is that you're making, rather than enjoying the process of making them, of taking the pictures, of making the music. I mean, if you don't enjoy making the music, then why the hell do we do it, right? What's the point? Same goes for photography and so on, in any creative pursuit. If you don't enjoy it, then don't do it, I would say.